Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. This video is our week 5. We're just doing a mega watch party, as opposed to splitting them up mainly because I'm a little behind with my scheduling. Did not really take into the fact that today was already Thursday and the week was already over, just about pretty much. And then I have a special, I guess I don't say a special video. It's something a little different that I plan on recording tomorrow. So I was going to just have to hurry up and get all the videos knocked out, or all the game reviews knocked out today / watch party. So I had to do a mega watch party. It was not my original plan. I was going to split it up this week. But I kind of like the mega watch parties. We get, I guess, because it's a bunch of games at once, we tend to get through them a little bit faster. It usually takes us about an hour to get through all of them, as opposed to like two 40-minute, 50-ish minute videos. So we're gonna hop right in. Our first match that we're looking at is we're doing a Legacy Division first, Newcomer Division next, and then the first match is Pip and Board Addict. Board Addict winless, the reigning SADL champion, winless going into this week. So he's trying to kind of get back on the horse. He's had a bit of a down season, which is a shame because he has a really good team and he is really a really good player. Very innovative. Um, Very unfortunate to see him in this situation. So trying to get his first win of the season, um, bringing the Gligar. I think it's a very underrated mon. I think for draft, especially in Nat decks, because it has Roost, something a tool it doesn't have in Gen 9. I would have loved to have seen the Calm Mind on the first play, and also this knockoff did a lot more than I think it should have to this Lele. I don't know the spread on this Mesprit
Not
unless it was
really
physically
offensive,
offensive.
yeah.
I would say it has to be really physically offensive because that did a lot of damage to that Lele. But I would have. It's slower than Lele though. Which, well, actually, no. What does Mesprit space be? It's like 80. Actually, never mind. Mesprit is naturally slower than Lele. Um, but yeah, so it seems like it was pretty offensive based on the edge. But I really would have loved to have seen him hit a Calm Mind on the switch. The Shadow Ball does a lot. Yeah, you see how much damage that U-turn does. And it's a free pivot into the Spectrier, which Pip's team does not really handle well. Um, Interesting Thunderwave. I feel like just the Gligar was always free there, so it just was not the play to make. Better just get your rocks and get some value out of the play, or out of the turn, should I say? Serena relatively free into Rotom. Good momentum by Board Addict. I mean, he has a lot of momentum on this team. I mean, obviously he has what, 4 Mons that have U-turn. I don't think the Gligar had it. I don't think it revealed it this game. But a lot of momentum. I don't know about the Lele sack here. I feel like you probably just go Registeel. Um, Maybe, or something else. I really feel like sacking Lele early is just
Yeah,
never a good
I,
thing.
I would have definitely gone Reggie there. Lele like is so pivotal as a mon into
Oh
ball
yeah,
hunting for your
well,
squad.
exactly. And then he doesn't have Moonblast switch-ins. You know, he really doesn't have Psychic switches either, besides Mesprit, which is at 29%. I feel like, yeah, I really feel like the Lele should have stuck around because it's able to freely come in on the slower Pokemon like Mesprit, the Serena, the Gligar, and it's just really hard to wear down. Obviously, it's kind of dead water against these three, or dead in the water against these three because its HP was pretty low. But I feel like sacking that Lele that early was not definitely not the right play. Um, Especially when I think you just have less useful members on your team. I would like to see Pip get more mileage out of the Lele. It's been okay for him, but it has not been the greatest, and I feel like I'd like to see him utilize it a little bit better.
I really think that it should just probably be coming as Scarfer specs every week. You know, like
Yeah,
Lele. Terrain extender is really interesting as an item, but I don't know if it's really ever worth it, you know? Like he doesn't he's not it's great if you're bringing like if you want the presence of something like grassy terrain to exist for a really long time, if you have a bunch of bulky sweepers on your team, or if you're trying to prolong the windows for unburden to go off, you know? That's where terrain extender is really, really good.
Yeah.
For psychic terrain, like I don't know, you can bring Lele in, like run some pivot mons that are slow pivots, and then get Lele in
Oh yeah.
with like
Click
specs. It
buttons.
just
Yeah.
clicks buttons for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like yeah. Lily's such a good mon. I like Choice Lily because it's just so simple to use.
Yeah.
Even though Lele does have a pretty versatile moveset, you know, can the Calm Mind, can be bulkier, can like run AV, stuff like that. One thing, so I stopped, I paused it real quick because I wanted to talk about this play here with the Ogre Pawn. I don't know if this Ogre Pawn was Double Dance, or not necessarily Double Dance, but Trailblaze SD. Um, I'm thinking it might have had play rough because of Salamence. Um, but I really think he should have Horn Leeched. What I would have done in his position is I would have Horn Leeched this turn instead of switching to Rotom and then tried to Ivy Cudgel um, to see if
Uh,
I could. Like, I feel like that was
yeah.
better play because I mean this Gligar is not necessarily the hardest Pokemon for Pip to break, but this sooner you get rid of it, the least you have to worry about it because especially because it's gonna be harder for some of his mons. It would be harder for some of his mons in the back to break, especially with Rotom having to be such a crucial pivot. Um, and stuff like that. And then he goes for the Horn Leech here, trying to predict something. Honestly, just click Cudgel there. It's the best move to click there because the it's not contact, right? It's not a contact move, so it's not like you're switching Cudgel into something and
Yeah.
then like getting hit with Rocky Helmet if he had a random Rocky Helmet on like his Salamence or something.
I don't
Um,
really like Horn Leech as a move here either. I really feel like he should have just brought like Woodhammer. Um, Horn Leech no SD feels really awkward.
yeah, I mean it might be SD. I don't know what his fourth move was.
If it was SD, he could have clicked SD on Gligar
Yeah,
and won
it
the
might
won the
not have
turn from
been.
the end.
Did he post his paste in the replay
So,
channel? I don't know if he did or not because yeah, I feel like he just should have clicked Cudgel there. It's just a free draw. It's no drawback, high crit chance. So even if you like he does switch into Mints there, which is really his only safe switch in. Um, it's gonna you get a crit, take some chip, and it makes it easier to wear down later. Also very unfortunate Hydro Pump miss on the Gligar early to get Thunderwave for the Registeel. Kind of just let Registeel do what it needs to do, take some Shadow Balls, and uh, get that paralysis. I didn't even know that Nido Queen had Shadow Ball. I didn't know that was a move it learned. Um, that's actually scary because like Terra Shadow Ball like Nidoking, which Shadow Nidoking can't Terra, but like that would be a disgusting mon to have in draft.
I mean, Terra Ghost, Shadow Ball, Nidoqueen's disgusting. Like it's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah, for sure. I think Terraghost pretty versatile. Yeah, Terrify there just in case they go for an earthquake there, obviously. Um, yeah, unfortunately, Pip is in a really weird situation where he needs he needs the Rotom to not lose to big crit there though. He needs the Rotom to not lose to Salamence, but he also needs the Rotom to like you know stay alive against Mega Lopunny. Obviously smart going for the turds there from Board Addict to not get the defense drops from close combat. And then unfortunately Rotom has to eat too.
I
And
don't know what item this Hoopa was. I'm assuming Scarf.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it
Uh,
was Scarf. And then very the rolls there also as well, not in Pip's favor.
yeah, that's something I noticed. Yeah, he could have lived that and gotten that paint split off. And if the paint split did get off, that was like game over for sure.
Probably GG.
He would have
Yeah.
won without
Interesting.
any
I
paint
don't
split.
know if Board Addict just didn't have outrage. I mean he should not have if he had outrage he should not have risked those misses because this was pretty sure this was Scarf Mints
Yeah,
and I mean what Earthquake, Dual Wing Beat, maybe Ironhead for Lele. What's your
could have
fourth?
been.
Just outrage.
Doesn't it give like a pivot move? Maybe if
No,
mixed.
it doesn't get a pivot move. I don't think so. Yeah, it could have been mixed. I mean, the only reason I see not running outrage is because of Lele. Because last thing you want to do is get a kill, be stuck in outrage, and then get a free revenge kill for Lele. But I mean, I think it's worth bringing outrage and just being hesitant when you click it. Especially like right there, having to rely on dual wing beat to hit and get the right rolls, which he did. But obviously not a bad. You don't want to lose a game because of that. Just click outrage twice and win. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so either way, though, he gets his first win. So Bordeaux does get his first win of the season. Um, took him long enough. I'm just kidding. Uh, but yeah, uh, he's got a good team. So honestly, I'm glad to see get some use. Um, Spectre and Megalopony, even if they're not doing the most every week, the amount of pressure that they put on teams is really absurd. I mean, you have to prep for them well, and you know, even when they're not like getting kills, they're forcing your opponents into bad spots. You're getting a lot of chip. Overall, you're doing a lot even when you're not doing a lot, if that makes any sense. Um, so good one for him. Then we have Jake and Kesta. Jake obviously here in the call with us. So as
Whoever it'll be.
always, spoiler alert. Um, Yeah, this Deoxys got the goob nut off.
So
Uh, so were you were inner focus, right?
I was inner focus here.
Does synchronize work with freeze though?
I don't fucking know. And frankly, I think that having to prep around that is bullshit, and it's not something I want faulted towards me at all. Inner focus is objectively the right bring. It prevents things like upper hand into foul play, flinching. It prevents, I don't know, possible fake outs. The big one was like iron head clicks and possible flinches. There's like edge cases here. I was not concerned about um, you
Hmm.
know, status. This one had toxic on. So like I didn't want to give them a burn if they burned me or whatever. I wanted to click toxic on them if I had the ability. So
True.
it's you know, it sucks. The turn one 10% freeze on the mon that I brought for Deoxys speed feels really shitty.
Countermon got countered. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Um, you good old Rocky Helmet Landorus. Able to get spikes up pretty much free. I mean, my only thing with, um, I mean, I guess like interfocus, does have some uses. I just like synchronize in general because like one of the best ways to beat Umbreon is toxic. So if you ever get toxic by a non-poison type, being able to just switch in and immediately punish them back without having to try to toxic them yourselves, I feel like is always worth. But that's just the way I think about it.
It's a one time payoff move.
True.
Um, so it would have only gone off once, and I would rather make sure that I don't get flinched when I'm trying to get a wish off. Because as you can see in this game, uh, being not able to get the wish off is a really easy way
Yeah.
to lose.
I wonder if this scissor was specially defensive because it did not take a lot
It
from
was,
plus one
yeah, this was
Tachyon cutter.
AV.
Yeah. Okay, it was AV. All right, that's pretty
Yeah, that was Tachyon Cutter was getting calced to do like 35% to bulky Scizor, so that
good.
was
Yeah.
like AV for sure.
Yeah. Raw expanding force with the kill. Yeah, I mean you can see the damage it did there to the resisted
Mm-hmm.
tornado. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Spadef Scissor always goes hard though. The electric put in some work. Big chip on
Hmm.
didn't know I didn't even know it got super frank. The flash cannon, that's
That was a big brain. Yeah, the flash cannon.
yeah, for sure. This was a goofy yeah, I just like I said, I kind of have been saying this, like I just don't know what Kesta uh what goes on at because the way they cook with this Deoxys is pretty interesting. I mean, we've seen like Nasty Plot, which I guess is like a more standard Deoxys set, but every week it's just something like new and
That was just
interesting.
boots for attacks, is what that one was.
Well, it has spikes.
Well, boots three attack spikes. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like it's always something kind of weird, which I
it's
like.
what was it? Psycho boost.
It's been Nasty Plot Psycho Boost, which is probably the most standard set that they've brought. Um, but also agility overcoil is super cool. Um, listen, that's probably the most standard set that they brought, but it's also like yeah, like we've seen all kind of goofy stuff from this Pokemon. Um,
This is GG right here. The agility overquill forced out the Palucha, and
yeah,
because of all the freeze turns, I had no chip on the. I was
yeah,
never able to get like
yeah.
the
It
five
was it
turn
was
or
full
anything.
HP. It remaining full HP till turn 26 was kind of nuts.
I
Um,
genuinely still could have won here as well. I clicked wish um,
yeah,
every single turn that this mon was out here, and it's just stayed frozen.
yeah, especially because like the scissors been chipped down a lot too, so it's easier for Iron Crown to potentially beat it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it would depend on what the fourth move from Deoxys is. Oh wait, we already saw it. It's Flash Cannon. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, there, that big freeze, pretty big. Just allowing Kessa to kind of do what they wanted, and positioning in with the quack in the end to clean up. Um, Deoxys kind of went stupid there with the freeze, but also had some big kills. Got the
Yeah,
spike down, stayed full health to eat from the Lucha, and yeah, unfortunately, there are no more unbeaten's in Legacy. Week 5, all the unbeaten's are gone. So that's pretty interesting. Uh, it's exciting, right? It means like there's competition, right? There's like
yeah,
it's not just a couple of teams dominating. Shows that there's a lot of versatility in the league, especially because everybody, all the teams who were previously unbeaten, like up until the last 2 weeks, so like me, you, Brady, um, were all beaten by I don't want to say I don't say not good players, but we're all beaten by people who are don't have the best standings, right? Like both, I think Pip and Vortex currently are negative. I think they're below 500, and then Kesta, I think this put them above. They were 500 before this, um, which are actually on a 3 game win streak. They're pretty hot. Not gonna lie, they're definitely somebody to watch. I have to play them this week, so uh,
sure.
yeah. Luckily, hopefully they don't bring Ice Beam Deoxys, and I don't get cooked by it. Um, but yeah. So so what was I mean I don't know what was some things kind of throughout that match. What was your headspace
Oh, I
trying
mean,
to like
it's
after the
more.
freeze and you were like I got to come back. I got to try to
Well,
beat
yeah, I was like, I need to get as many freeze turns like off for free as I can
try
to
yeah
hopefully unthaw and because Umbreon was so crucial to my game plan there. Umbreon enabled Iron Crown to come in 2 times, and I needed either Iron Crown to come in 2 times or I needed chip on Deoxys. If I had 30% chip on Deoxys that game,
yeah
I would have won when Hawlucha came out. But I just could not. I could not. No
yeah
matter how many times I click foul play into Deoxys, no matter how many times click wish going into it, just would not unfreeze. There's not a ton that you can do. I The only thing that I could have done better that game, I think, was lead Umbreon instead of Landorus, because it did live a superpower. It would have been risky for sure, but I could have like turn one wished, and he maybe would have not clicked Ice Beam into it, and I wouldn't have gotten frozen.
Yeah,
Uh, but I was concerned about maybe a lead like SD Sizzle or something because that did do really well into Umbreon, which I
yeah,
thought he would expect. So it was, hard, very difficult game to deal with once that turn one freeze came out,
I
And what are you
imagine.
gonna fucking do?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Manny and Vortex, two coaches who are seasons. Manny's kind of on the upswing, which is good to see. Two coaches who are struggling a bit more this season than they were last season. Um, a
Manny,
good counter lead with the Altaria, great into the Samurott.
yes.
Um, fucking Clodsire takes absolutely nothing. I want to, so I'm gonna, I don't want to say get on Vortex's head, but obviously helping him prep, and then also watching the games live. Um, this was just the we talked. I kind of mentioned this earlier, like in week one, not week one, game one, with like thunder waving into the Gligar. Like obviously you're hoping you can catch something with that thunder wave, but it's like you want to get value all the time, or you try to get as much value as possible. And sitting here and clicking yawn with Clodsire is doing absolutely nothing. I believe this Clodsire was yawn, recover, earthquake, rocks. Um, was it toxic? No, was toxic? Or, I think it was rocks. And like 100% rock should have been clicked at some. Yeah, here we see it finally. But it's like those couple of turns, just clicking yawn, just had no value. And then unfortunately, the crits
That's
did.
what it mattered. Yeah.
Yeah, the crits definitely sucked a lot. But yeah, just like three crits in a row out of this melodic. But yeah, those like just those two turns like clicking yawn, just no value there. Really and truthfully. It's not like the end of the world. Also, this was crazy. The freeze into the Altaria. And then agiliting on the ice beam, giving it another chance when you knew that you couldn't do anything when, Executor switched in. Kind of a crazy play, very risky. Also, I mean, there wasn't like a great switch in, I guess. I definitely think that the Samurott should not have been sacked. Um, I think Spikes really part of our game plan. Spikes went really well into Manny's team. Um, as you can see here, it would have went really stupid. So I feel like sacking the Samurai without this play, probably just get rid of Clodsire. It's not going to do much the rest of this game. It does have potential in Trick Room because it is faster than most things in Trick Room, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like Cloud was probably the play there with the sack, as we see right here, it is
Maybe
faster than Melm.
the thing with bringing in Samurott though is that it forces the Melm out the next turn, right? Because
True.
it, minus one, uh, one less double iron bash that you have to worry about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, I was telling the executive to kind of stop it. This was nuts. This was the most insane play I've ever seen in my
Double
life.
Draco is nuts, yeah, for
Like
sure.
like switch into something else, not the one Pokemon that's weak to Dragon on your entire team. Please go into Mamoswine or something. Like this was absurd. Like I was just like, dude, no fucking way you made that play. Also, I knew this Obstagoon was Scarf. As soon as Obstagoon came out, I knew it was Scarf. Um, which is a great break for Manny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. At this point, the game was kind of just over. Um, just
I
Vortex.
think that
Vortex.
Executor is just absolutely fucking cooked
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
this Terra Fair Executive actually went crazy this game. For sure. And then yeah, Zama. Like yeah, that's just. Whew.
I think Manny is a super super good player, and in all the leagues that I've seen him in, he will have like a shaky start as he gets used to the team, and then once he starts figuring it out and
Yeah,
maybe making a couple of swaps, he gets way way scarier. Like as the season goes on.
yeah. I just like my I guess like my experience with him like last season. I think he lost week one to you. Was it? I think he
Oh,
lost, and then he went on like a 6 game win streak. And then he ended the season. He had an unfortunate loss to Tanner, and then lost to me in the final week of the season. But like he looked really strong. So like that's just kind of what I was used to from Manny. Um, but like I say, he's finding his footing. He's been playing really well the past couple weeks. That was a great game by him. The executor set cooked. Scarf Obstagoon was crazy bring. Um, so yeah, he played that really well. Had great prep. This is Brady and Scorpithan. Brady looking to bounce back. Same this week is same as me. Uh, yeah, I don't know.
massive.
I don't know what that was supposed to be. um, Unfortunately, this shaman is absolutely cooking. I feel like yeah, you should have just went into this at some point, led with it or something. Um, this was a crazy bold predict. I fuck with it heavily though.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Definitely a cook right there. Stealth rock, support Hydreigon for sure. Crazy rocks, rocks on this on the extra drills is great. Is weird. Also,
Why is that unique?
I don't know how I feel about that sack. On one hand, it's like, are you just conceding the weather war, knowing that like Excadrill, I mean, Excadrill has some value in this game. Like, obviously, greatness of Salazzle, great in Hatterene. But like, it's not. It's like an okay mon in this matchup. But I guess like I don't know if he's just conceding the weather war there, just being like, you know what, I'm not going to worry about fighting this. With the Excadrill, kind of get my rocks and leave. Good sack on the Araquanid, obviously, because you're not going to be able to keep it up to position in this Roserade. Fortunately, can't do anything to Salazzle. Is this spec? Oh, wait, this is a boot. It's boots, right? Because it took no damage from hazards. That did a lot of damage. Wow, 50%. Um, yeah, that sucker punch was crazy. That should have just been a crunch. I'm guessing it was choice by the fact that he switched it out after clicking sucker, which makes that sucker punch crazy because you're always faster than Salazzle. You saw it take no damage from Brock, so you know it's boots. Um, yeah. Also, this was nuts. Sack the Powdon.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to keep the weather change, but like you had to find a way to win this game, and it's not lugging her on a pot. And weather ball was this is cool tech though. I do fuck with the weather ball Roserade. Um, because I
why
mean,
the switch there?
what'd you say?
Why the switch there with Rosary? I guess it's choice.
Yeah, it's short scarf. It's scarf Roserade.
I just feel I don't know, man. You got to play for a crit or something.
Yeah. I tell you what though, this is just a very small play, but from Brady though that I don't want to say won him the game, but just a smart play going the Roserade off of the I mean going the Hatterene off the flip turn and
Mm-hmm.
forcing Scorpithan to click Sludge Bomb in that situation to have a chance to win
Mm-hmm.
instead of going
Giga Drain.
instead of going Politoed and giving the Roserade a chance to Giga Drain win.
Well,
Which
it
it
wouldn't have mattered because
Yeah,
you
well,
just
Shaman
you click
Skies and
Spring and you go right into Shaman, you get a 4 times resist. So it's
yeah,
not.
exactly. Yeah, it's not as crazy, but I mean honestly probably Shaman Sky was probably the correct play there. It probably just would have potentially won the game. I don't know if it was scarfed or not, if it would have choice. Anyways,
It's the
I mean,
same,
to be
yeah,
fair to us,
same
like
level of
yeah,
Mon lost
but
anyway. So
yeah, obviously, but yeah, just heads up play there to like kind of position yourself a little better. But yeah, Scorpion's team looked a little more offensive this week, and I mean, it didn't. I mean, it kind of was a one man show for Roserade, but Yeah, definitely some misplays there. Like this like Araquanid literally didn't do anything. Which it was a great check for Swampert. Phenomenal Swampert check.
I would have loved if that was covert cloak, bulky arachnid with sticky webs because then it would have cooked.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it, I I feel like he clicked webs that turn, and if that was webs, then Roserade outsped Swampert in rank with Scarf, and like that's fucking crazy. And you can probably win the game off that. If you know it's going to be Shaman Scott, people need to be bringing a Covert Cloakmon
Oh
to
yeah.
versus
It's a great way to
like Brady every week. It's so good.
especially a defensive Pokemon, like because
Mm-hmm.
that way you don't have to switch in and get a special defense drop, or you don't have to potentially get flinched down out of your bulky check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, just misplays there. He sacked the wrong mon a few times, like I said. Um, like the Eska I'm not too harsh on because I really don't know how much Eska was going to be able to get out of this game with the weather changing up and the fact that it just doesn't have the greatest matchup into like Swampert and Politoed.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely struggles a bit to break it, and they can always revenge kill it super easily. And even like Shaman Sky, it's faster than it outside of sand. Has like Earth Power and Seed Flare, so it's like it's not like Excadrill has Ice Spinner or anything to super effectively hit it. Um, so it has to rely on like Rock Slide. But good win for Brady, bounce back win. Um, definitely feels good. Always get a win after a tough loss. And what just happened to my Chrome? Okay, that was weird. Um, hopefully it doesn't crash on me or anything. Uh, so next match, this is the final match of our Legacy division, is Wumples and Yeehaw. Um, two players who just love to cook, two coaches who absolutely love to cook. Uh, I think the dazzling gleam off the bat's pretty interesting because it just doesn't really hit anything on Yah's team. Uh, cool toxic spikes though on the Mew. I'm guessing it just didn't have psychic maybe. Like it was just mono dazzling gleam with like support moves. Um,
Possible.
Also, this is nuts. 42%. I don't know what the spread on the whatchamacallit, the Aegislash is, but that mod only taking 42% from it is kind of insane. Also, this was an insane switch. Um I guess but this looks like this is a toxic set from AG. Yeah, only doing 40%. I'm guessing that that I don't think that that Aegislash was very bulky. I mean, very offensive. It seemed like maybe it was more of a bulky set because it only doing the amount of damage it did, and then seeing the toxic plus King Shield makes me think it was more of a bulky set. This this Jellison has kind of gone stupid for Wumples. It's really been a linchpin mon for him.
Oh yeah, that's like when I think of his team, that's the one I think of.
Yeah. Also Terra Normal. Dude, the amount of times we've seen Terra Normal this season is nuts. Like, it's nice. Like I understand like specifically for like against Spectre, like you want to bring Terra Normal to stop it, slow it down. But I think it's crazy that we've seen like Terra Normal like at least like, 3 times, I think maybe. Um Good old assault vest. They were both, they were both assault vest. That's funny. I wonder if this was Iron Fist or Sheer Force on the Also, this thing living the hurricane without the assault vest and getting the kill already was crazy. This good Keldor went pretty stupid. They got a lot of value here. Also, I don't know I don't know if we see the rest of the set from this Sceptile. Trailblaze on Mega Sceptile is crazy because this mon is already ridiculously fast. Um, I don't know if it needs to be faster. And then great positioning from Wumples here, able to clean up with the Mega Bomb of Snow. A lot of
Mhm.
a bunch of times for Ice Sweep Mons. We do see the Yachi Berry on the Landorus, but I guess didn't have Sledge Wave or a way to super effectively damage um, the Abomasnow, and great positioning to get the Abomasnow in and just clean up there with Ice Shard. So super well played game from Wumples. Um, Encounter went crazy there for a second, and then so did the Abomasnow with the great positioning in the end there. Super well played game from him. Uh, and then moving on to our newcomer games, we have Brody, undefeated going into this match, and then Waffle Kings, who's also having a pretty good season. Um, I think maybe one loss maybe going this game. I'm not entirely sure. Um, so pretty good matchup here. Um, Very underrated matchup of the week. Uh, cool Grotto bring. Sub Kilo is very interesting. When I think of like a substitute Pokemon, I don't think of Kilowattrel at all. Um, because you can see Rapid Spin broke its sub. You know what I mean? Like that. That's not a also very shout out Keep Bridge, rest in peace. Um, I'm guessing this is AV. This is AV. Archulodon. Kind of like the Earth Power, kind of catch all play. Um, Bit of a weather war. A lot of weather. I'm not really. I guess I don't know what the point of the encore was. Maybe the encore a wish. We also see Hypnosis again. It's like the third time Hypnosis has been bought in Newcomer Division. I don't know what is Newcomer Division is like an entirely different beast from the Legacy Division. The amount of cooking that they do is pretty nice. Also, that's just disgusting. This is a disgusting Pokemon right here. Um, Aptly named, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure what was up with the Leech Seed. So this Grotto had Seed Bomb, and if it clicks Seed Bomb there, I'm pretty sure it kills the Palafin, and that should have always been the play. Leech Seeding did absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure if the Grotto clicks Seed Bomb there, that's a dead Palafin. Great Hurricane, obviously into the rain, can't miss. Oh, Aqua Cutter, not able to get the roll there. That was actually a pretty big roll though, 34 to 38, sizable roll. Uh, yeah, and the Palafin's back, unfortunately. I don't know what's up with the encore there. I mean, would you encore? I mean,
Maybe
maybe,
bulk up.
but yeah, I guess maybe to catch the bulk up. That is true. I guess. Um, that makes sense. But
But like I mean, I guess bulk up into Jet Punch is like what you're concerned about, but
I don't know. Quick clicking encore, Birdie. Jesus. I feel like
I
I,
didn't
I
add like the in
Yeah,
the
like
commentary.
you have to get. I understand you want to predict something with the encore, but like I said, this is kind of the theme of this video is value turns, right? We talked about like some of the other earlier turns. Obviously, they didn't really matter as much, but it's like yeah, stop yawning random Pokemon that are coming in. Yeah, don't click Thunderwave when your opponent has a very obvious immunity when you get up rocks. Not that those like brilliant. I don't think those impacted the game as much, but like even here, all these turns where Ninetales was clicking Encore. Also, that's disgusting. It could have easily been clicking, you know,
The
Aurora
wave
Veil, Freeze Dry.
click was crazy there because if Ninetales glitch clicked Freeze Dry, it killed Palafin.
Yeah,
Like that's fucking nuts. I cannot believe he clicked Wave Crash there because he wasn't even Scarf or anything. Like he just clicked it.
yeah, that was true.
Huge balls. I guess he's already like Waffle's like already in such a
Yeah, good position.
commanding position this game. It's like hard to see like fault in that play. Like you're okay making a wrist.
Yeah, that is true. I'm surprised that. Well, I guess it wasn't that low HP. I'm surprised that Dragon Energy killed the. I guess it's
Hmm.
only 10%, but it's a very weak Dragon Energy. Yeah, position in the Polytoad one last time, basically because it's gonna yeah it puts Brody in a really bad position. He has to sack the Petron here to
He could have just clicked freeze dry, and then the Palafin would have killed itself
on
the
Petron.
win cons
Yeah,
with them,
yeah, yeah. You're right, actually.
right? Like, doesn't this Ninetales outspeed this Palafin?
I don't know if it does actually. It might not. That might have been why he kept switching it. He should have recovered here.
That's crazy. If you're running Ninetales, like nasty plot Ninetales, and it's not. That's
Also, does I wonder him not clicking recover here on any of these turns was nuts to me.
yeah.
That was definitely a very poorly played end game for Birdie. I'm not sure if his Palafin was fat, if his Ninetales was faster than the Palafin. It might not have.
Palafin Hero is base 100 speed.
Yeah,
Ninetales Alola is base 109.
yeah. You know what? I think he, just because I'm super curious, we're gonna pull it up. Birdie.
The only situation is if it's Jolly Palafin
No, he didn't
and
send me.
Modest Ninetales.
He didn't send me. He didn't send me his team this week. He usually does. Yeah, I'm guessing that the Ninetales was lower than the Palafin.
I
Crazy.
don't think it was. I don't think it was because I'm pretty sure that Palafin was adamant, like going off of the damage that it dealt with that wave crash.
Maybe, but
It's
I don't know how much he invested in speed into the Ninetales. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ninetales isn't necessarily going to be max speed. It could have been. I don't know.
that's crazy.
No, it is. It is crazy. But I obviously I don't know what he did. But yeah, that the Palafin got off way too much there. Just did way too much damage. And like I said, I think that the Solar Knights is obviously a big problem. But just the end game in general was played very poorly. The last few moves with the Petron, like that Petron could have won that game from that position very easily. Um, and then like you were saying, like with the Ninetales, um, and just let the Ninetales die there. Even if the Ninetales is slower than the Palafin, let it eat the wave crash there. If it lives, kill the Palafin. Cool, you're in a better position. If it doesn't, then get the Petron in, recover, have a full health Petron that could easily 1v, 2. I guess I don't know if it had Malignant Chain or not because it didn't click it against this. So it should have just clicked Malignant Chain. This is probably GG. So yeah, very very poorly misplayed in game there for Birdie.
Mhm.
His undefeated streak comes to an end. Uh, to our next game is CC and it's Titan HD. Um, two teams that are kind of getting their footing hold, trying to get their foothold. It's Titan HD unfortunately winless, subbing in for Makosha. We had that dropped. And then CC I think hasn't gotten a win since week one. We see the Skarmory again, trusty Skarmory set. Um, kind of just sits in Ursaluna. Roar Ursaluna is an interesting set. I
I
guess it
kind of
kind of
dig it.
makes yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like shuffle the thing out that's like that can kind of sit in front of you. Um, you know what I mean, and then whatever. Uh, Snowscape is a cool break. I like the Snowscape on the Cryogonal because you already have the hail. Um, with the snow. I'm not will hesitate. Setting the snow yourself. Also, I don't know what that play was. If that was Wind Rider Shift Tree, that would have been cool, right? Like Wind Rider Shift Tree into the Blizzard would have been cool. I don't know what the point of that switch was. I think Torkoal could have easily just stayed in there, maybe. Also, the Earthquake plays crazy. I don't know what the Earthquake was supposed to hit. Uh, I guess maybe predict the Armarouge in case it's Flash Fire. Not or maybe Diancie, maybe. But I think Earthquaking there is like not the greatest play. Um, and this Garber is getting chipped down a lot as well. But unfortunately, Ursa would have been put on a timer. And then here, not predicting the roost. Obviously, the Ursaluna has been slower than the Skarmory. Not predicting the roost and going for the headlong rush would have killed the Skarmory. That was kind of crazy. Um, I would have loved to have seen that prediction come through. Weather Ball Armor is just pretty cool. Um, I think it's a really cool tech to bring in this matchup. I don't know what the point of this is. I guess maybe. Also, this was nuts. Double weather. I mean, I understand that it's Titan obviously as a Sun team, right? But the double weather bring with the support Rain Dance, Electabuzz, and Snowscape Cryogonal. This is like absolute unnecessary cooking. That did not need to happen in this game. Uh,
Yeah.
like I don't think that was needed. Also, Eerie Impulse. I guess that's to stop Raging Bolt from setting up on it. Maybe. We see Snowscape one more time. I mean, it's probably gonna actually absolutely ate that lava plume. I like the rocks play there on the Aurora Veil. And then great switch into the Skarmory to deny the spin so rocks stay up. Especially chipping down this Armarouge, who's not Boots. Torkoal obviously kind of killing itself there, setting up the sun, but it's uh, trying to get a good win position from for Titan right there. Okay, this match was super interesting because Trick Room. So we have Trick Room, Snow, and Rain on a team that has, I don't want to say no mons that benefit from it, but like because Ursaluna benefits a little bit. Obviously, getting Veil up and Trick Room would have been really cool for this team, especially into a weather team that is that wants to use weather as much as possible. But I just think that CC got lost in the sauce. Really, I think is what it is. I think he's trying to do way too much. And
Yeah.
also, Titan winning this game through like borderline stall, despite having a very offensive team,
You know,
is
he
pretty
always plays
crazy.
these weeks, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
almost wish he like I want to see Titan like sad that he didn't do a drop. Like I feel like if he just pivoted to like a way slower, bulkier team, like he could have even kept gouging. Like you can make
yeah,
this pod super bulky and obnoxious and stally.
yeah,
Um, and I think he'd really enjoy it, and I think he'd do really well with it because he's just playing stall with missing pieces right now.
yeah, for sure. Mm. Scorching Sands is pretty cool. Bring on the armors though, and then Gouging Fire able to clean up. So Titan getting his first win of the season. Through very very stally process. Either way, GG from him. Yeah, I just think CC just had bad prep. Just tried to cook way too much. Pretty much is the kind of
There's some extreme cooking
this
on that team, you know.
yeah, he burnt the kitchen down. That's for sure. Next up is Burb, who's in the call with us actually. I know they have their mic muted, and Cobalt. Um, Cobalt also looking for their first one this season. Um, you see Altaria, love Altaria. Um, Unfortunate crit there. And then Dragon Dance Altaria is cool. Also, oh wait, I was gonna say Weatherless Ninetales. This is Weather Ball Altaria. Um, Very interesting to see the Dragon Claw there, and then not go for the Earthquake. Um, Obviously, like, Earthquake would have been super effective against Ninetales and would have done decent damage to Metagross. And then Nightshade on Rotom. I mean, Rotom has respectable special attack. Should always be using actual attacks. Huge discharge damage though. Unfortunately, no para. Um, Choose switching into the Mismagius. Nice to get the Mystical Fire special attack drop. Going to Rotom. Unfortunate overheat miss there. And Rotom taking that like a champ. Obviously, the special attack drop. Not benefiting Chiyu in any way, shape, or form there. Sad to see that was not a pain split Rotom because that would have been a great pain split into the Mandibuzz. And then, yeah, unfortunately, Dragon Dancing in front of Mandibuzz has foul play. Not sure why the Crook came out. It's not doing anything to this Mandibuzz ever. Um, see, it's Dragon Tail, which is pretty interesting. Unfortunately, Shuffles in Walking Wake, who's really, really big threat to Cobalt's team. Very interesting to see the flamethrower here. I see, I know Burb likes this in the call with us. I see Burb do this a lot. I feel like I've seen them click flamethrower a lot with the Walking Wake in situations where they should just click Hydro Steam. Um, like I get flamethrower is sun boosted, but like so is Hydro Steam and it's stab. So you're always going to get more damage. I mean, I guess Arboliva is right there, which is kind of the obvious switch in. But from this position, I'm just clicking Hydro Steam because
Yeah,
this Miss Magic just dies probably.
yeah, that would probably make sense. I kind of just was going for the obvious switch.
Yeah.
He's not going to leave Crook in on Wake, so he's going to go for the thing that can very
Hmm.
obviously tank it. So I just played it safe and went for the
Yeah. Yeah.
most
No,
obvious option.
I kind of get that. Like I said, I don't actually hate it here, but I feel like I've seen you do it other weeks where like the Walking Wake just clicks flamethrower, and I'm like, just click the the stab sun boosted move. Um, Obviously, like it's not like the end of the world, but I just feel like you're always going to get more value out of clicking that move because you're trying to predict, but you have to like make that mid ground because flamethrower isn't going to do them. Like obviously, Miss Magic's only took 31% from it, so it's not going to do the most damage. And it's like, yeah, if Arboliva switches in, cool. I have things to switch into Arboliva, so it's not like you know
Yeah, fair point.
yeah, at the end of the day, like it's not the most egregious thing you could do, but it's something that I picked up on. Um, so this was a super early healing wish too. I felt like that just was a little unnecessary. You could have gotten more mileage out of the Nine Tails. Um, like could have just saved it.
If I'm being completely honest, I believe I sent you this set, but
Uh
I had like Weather Ball was like my best was my main move on it, and it
huh.
really had no attack investment. It was
Well,
primarily to be there as an extra health pack for my other guys.
gosh, it was Weather Ball, Healing Wish, was the other two moves. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's just an early, like really early in the match to Healing Wish there. I'm pretty sure this is Magius is Assault Vest, judging on the damage that it's been taking. Because yeah, AV, 100% had to be AV.
Yeah.
Um, it's doing no damage in return too. Yeah, and then the Rocky Helmet chipping it down, which is unfortunate. Um, I don't like I said the Crook it's shown that it's Dragon Tail. I don't know why the Crook keeps coming out into the Mandibuzz. Also, why were you weak armor? Was it just you forgot, or was
I
it?
figured it was the best option for either I get a hit off with foul play and into one of the ones that need it after tanking a hit, and then I
Getting faster the
either
next turn?
I either slow pivot with having it just same turn, you turn after them, or next turn I can get out of there if I took a bunch of damage and then go into someone who can better take the hit.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, I just wanted to say for the next couple of turns after like 2 turns ago, it was like 15 seconds. Most of this was kind of a rush to just stack
Okay.
up seconds because
Yeah, yeah. The timer had ran down. I saw that on the side. Yeah. I think the Harvest I believe it was a great bring into your team. Uh, I don't know I don't know what his Terra type was. He never tears it
it
at
was
any point.
water.
Okay, yeah,
It
okay,
was
cool.
Terra Water, and I don't know. Apparently, he never brought Terra Blast because that kind of threw me for a loop. I thought, you know,
Yeah,
very obviously I was going to use lose you some point in there, but no.
Yeah, yeah, very interesting to not see the Terra Blast on that. I mean, I guess Into the Sun it kind of sucks, and it also doesn't do anything to what you call it
Wake or
Wake.
Metagross.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a really good bring by him though. The and we see White Herb Sneasler, which is pretty cool as well. Unfortunately, doesn't really have a way to hit Metagross. So it just kind of gets
Yeah,
clapped here, and then
yeah,
Arboliva 1v4.
I built it specifically for Sneasler.
Oh, okay.
It was defensive, and then had a uh, it was specifically built to tank and then hit back. At least surviving 3 turns for a sword stance and an attack.
Gotcha. Yeah, I really think if this thing was, does Arboliva learn Earth Power? I feel like it does. I feel like I look at this Arboliva was Earth Power, it would have gone crazy in this match. Um, because unfortunately it can't like it just. I mean, our Learned Voice probably doesn't do a whole lot to Chiyu, and he's just kind of protect stalling for the harvest, which is cool. But I feel like definitely this thing should have had Earth Power, or like you said, Terra Blast. Um, I think that would have been good for it
I was
because
honestly just planning. I was my entire build, my original setup was for expecting him to just use, Seed Sower Arboliva
yeah,
and, Grassy Seed Sneasler. I was like, I was just sitting there giving
yeah.
him +1 defense and all the calcs.
Mm, I see. I see. Um, yeah. Obviously, not the greatest prep from Cobalt. I do, like I said, I do like the Arboliva set, but yeah, kind of some unfortunate plays there. I feel like the prep for the Arboliva could have been better. Um, but yeah, good game. Uh, just brought a lot of offensive pressure that he couldn't deal with. This is kind of how your team, needs to be used. That the Chiyu and the Walking Wake obviously put an immense amount of offensive pressure on most opponents. And Electrode, really good Terra Captain, has a lot of damage on its side as well. Deceptively strong. This is Evader and the ones and zeros. Ones and zeros undefeated going to this match. Um, one of the last undefeateds for I think the last after Brody's match, the last undefeated in newcomer division. I want to see a more offensive chomp come out from the ones and zeros. I feel like I've seen them go deep, which I mean, obviously chomp is great defensive. It has a great support move pool. We see the rocks and the spikes this time. But I would like to see an offensive.
I think his team just doesn't have great support for offensive chomp, and his offensive chomp offers great or defensive offers great support for
True,
his other offensive ones.
true.
So that's why you typically end up seeing it. I do think offensive chomp, I like loaded dice scale shot could go crazy into someone with maybe like a weak fairy.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like in this match with like Iron Head or Poison Jab, it would have went fucking stupid. He can't be paralyzed by
oh yeah,
Grimmsnarl. It would have went crazy this match.
would have been great.
Also, we see another yeah, Yachi Bear, unfortunately, getting knocked off, but getting up to spikes, getting a huge hazard, huge value out of the Garchomp this early in the match. Also, we see another offensive overquill, which is crazy. This one's sub SD, absolute cookery from ones and zeros. The beloved Glaceon coming. Yeah, definitely. And one of the big things too. I like the not only the hazards because it's just really good from ones and zeros, but it exploits Evader's biggest weakness, which is that their team does not, their draft does not have very. Which, to be fair, they didn't draft the base team that was they took over for a drop, but obviously they had unlimited transactions. But obviously the biggest problem with their draft, their team as it stands, was just not great hazard removal into a fairly hazard weak team. Obviously we see like you know uh Excalibur here, and then a Pokemon like Ogerpon that can't wear boots. So you have a team that's just gets torn apart by hazards, and then the ones and zeros taking advantage of that by bringing hazard stack and just obliterating Evader's team. Also, great last second wish smash. The Glaceon getting a lot of value there. Absolutely eating a hit from Baxcalibur, and then just tearing up this Overqwil, tearing apart this team. Um, has great super effective damage, which is I'm guessing this is probably what I would say landing all the gunk shots. Definitely a bit lucky on the ones and zeros part, but great bring with seeing how many mons are weak to its stab, and then the hazard chip is just disgusting. And I don't know what was up with this preserve. I'm not really sure. I guess maybe because yeah, this was almost a throw by the ones and zeros because if Valiant gets flinch chair, I think that might be GG unless the
Yeah.
Intellion is scarfed. So that was a crazy play, and even if Vader points it out, like that was a crazy play because I think does Overquill I think naturally speed ties with Baxcalibur, right? No, Baxcalibur is actually slightly faster. Um, but yeah, obviously, like I get kind of wanting to switch, but at that point, you just have to.
Well, you
It's
just
it's one of those
you
moments.
click
If it sets
your
up,
attacking
it
move.
wins, so you can't
Yeah,
let it set up. Yeah,
you click your attacking move, and if he DDs, you kill it with crunch, and
yeah,
if he doesn't DD and kills your Overquill, then you get a free swap into a non plus one back, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
just
You get a free Iron Valley, and you get a free Rotom, free Intellion. Yeah, they're all gonna kill it. So yeah, very risky. The ones and zeros almost choking away the game at the last second. Um,
pretty sure that was a fucking roll too. It could have just
it
killed
it
also.
might have been. It might have been. I said it depends if the Intellion is scarfed or not. I know ones and zeros has bought scarfed
I think he
Intellion
said
a
it
few
was
times.
X after the game.
Oof. Yeah, that was risky. For sure. But either way, GG. So it was a great early game. Great prep from the ones and zeros, but almost fumbled it late game. Next is Marco and Olibomb. Um, Olibomb, did they lost last week, right? I believe. So they're coming off of a loss, if I recall correctly. Um, you see the muck, the old muck. I think maybe the Thunderbolt might have been just, nah, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. We see Clefairy. We have a Clefairy sighting. We see double screens, baton pass. Not a bad set. Switching to the muck to absorb the toxic spikes. Pretty good play there. I unfortunately just setting the toxic spikes back up. Curse Muck is something I actually brought. I helped Alibaba mock a little bit. That's something I brought. I thought it did really well into Alibaba's team. Um, and with the screens up too, goes crazy. Uh, this was a crazy switch. This is Rocky Helmet Bramble Gas, but that was a crazy switch if it wasn't. Um, we see the forced Hallelujah because obviously Marco's team, another team that doesn't have great hazard removal, so we have to see the defog because it's the only form of hazard clear. Clear Smog's pretty cool bring into the Cerro Ledge. This Weezing kind of went stupid this match, kind of just did whatever it wanted to, walls a lot of Marco's team. Rock Blast and Chino, great bring to the Cerro Ledge as well. Immune to Shadow Sneak, does a bunch of damage with Rock Blast. Procs weak armor, so it just dies faster, basically. Yeah, the support Halucha. That's also something else I bought in Mox. We see the Toxic Spike scope again. Bramble Gas Sack, so he can pivot in something. Good Sludge Bomb.
Ooh.
Uh, good Sludge Bomb predict there. was surprised I didn't see the Golden Go come out earlier. Um,
Why? That's so crazy to
yeah, I
me
know
that
it's
they
it's not
never
Mold
came
Breaker. You didn't bring Mold Breaker on your Halucha. Um,
Even then, like, what does the defog do for you? Like,
yeah, get rid of your hazards. Yeah, I mean the Halucha had nothing to touch the Golden Go anyways. And then this was crazy. The ice cube being what's ice cube's base speed? 218. Yeah, the ice cube being faster than the Golden Go is pretty nuts. Um, was able just to clean up. Golden Go was stupid in the end there.
just a
Um,
C plot. Golden Go did very very well into his team here.
yeah, no, Golden Go was really good. I said I helped bomb prep, and the entire time I was like, dude, you. I don't think you ever lose to Marco. Um, obviously I said it before. Marco seemed. I think it has the had not maybe not the worst, but one of the worst draft grades. Like I said, it has a lot of flaws. One of them being the poor hazard removal. But yeah, just can't touch the Golden Go. Not a lot of offensive pressure either. Especially with like Ice Cube's not a very reliable Pokemon. Zero Edge could be cool. Obviously, it helped Marco win last week. Was had a great game, but yeah, when your offensive pressure is defog Halucha, you're not doing a lot, unfortunately. Next up is Nixie and doing fine. Kind of I don't want to say an average match, but Nixie's doing pretty well. Doing fine, pretty okay as well. Uh, pretty crazy turn of events there with the I kind of like it. The Sash Rampardos, like Rampardos on a mon that always gets the most value. So I actually don't hate bringing the Sash because you just take a hit from either you force something out and you get a free head smash on something, or you just take the hit and then you head smash in return.
Yeah,
This
I take it. I think it's pretty
it's
good.
pretty fire. They even getting the burn here on the Tyranitar is pretty cool. Um, Terra Ghost. That's also a nice little Terra to see. Um, Colbur Berry, doing the Colbur Berry Jirachi is pretty. I mean, I guess it's like a pretty free pivot. Um, Actually, the Drain Punch surprised it did that little. Um, Very bulky Jirachi though, as you can tell by the
Yeah, it's
damage.
max HP, max defense from what it looks like.
That's a cool bring into the. Honestly though, it not being Iron Head there too was kind of let's see, it's Thunder Wave. Oh, so it's Thunder Wave non Iron Head. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what his fourth move
We
is.
don't know what the fourth move is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Trailblaze. That's a great cool set to bring. I think he's brought it before on the that did nothing. Marina, my beloved. The wild charge bring
Oh,
is crazy. Yeah. And the crunch and we see the trick room come out again. Um Yep, crunch finishes off. Basically Zamazenta just kinda runs away with it here. Whew, did a lot. I think this is specs, I'm guessing by the
yeah,
Moonblast click
gotta be.
again. I really think that that I mean I kind of understand the logic, like hey, bring specs into the trick room, so you just click moves. Also this is AV.
Yeah, bring in there. This was like what like a bulky Jirachi
Yeah,
lead lead suicide Rampardos and then four special attack mons. That's feels really bad. I
yeah,
feel like
especially into the AV. Well, especially
into an
to
AV.
Tyranitar and then yeah, AV
Yeah,
Amogus.
T-Tar's coming.
Yeah,
Like
T-Tars
that
is gonna
mon.
be especially fat.
It's
Um,
sometimes it goes AV too, and
yeah,
like
I want to see doing fine. This was a more offensive Jirachi. I want to see doing fine bring offensive Jirachi. Um, because I feel like the
we're
support Jirachi
cooking.
sets, like they've tried to shoehorn in the Trick Room Ursaluna, which is wrong. There's some weeks it's going to cook, it's going to go crazy. But when you're bringing it every week, people are going to expect it. People are going to try to play around it, just like that. Like it didn't do anything, and especially since it's specs. I understand, like yeah, the specs in the trick room to do the big damage, but it's like You know, if that's maybe I don't know. I probably doesn't do anything in this match, but I feel like I'll try to bring something different. You know, maybe a bulky calm mind. You know, without the trick room, might do well. You know, Blood Moon is a mon that forces a lot of things because it's just that dangerous.
Mhm.
It's very upsetting to see it not really do a whole lot. Um, Marina obviously didn't do a lot either. It's just unfortunate match. Great prep from Nixie. I think with some really cool sets there. Um, you know the AV and Mungus getting a lot of value because doing finest didn't have a lot of things that could touch it. You know, and then very unfortunate. And our final match we're looking at is 13th guy and X and R or X, yeah, X and R. Um, X and R kind of looking for a bounce back after a bit of a rough week last week. I think that the Terra Fairy Oinklone is a great bring into Kira. By the way, that's an amazing light bring with the thick fat. I mean, I got a lot of value there. We see another Super Fang bring, by the way. Um, this is a kind of a crazy switch. The crit there sucks though. Um, Hitting a raw thunder and a para, very unfortunate. For XNR. Mm, Water Ampharos. Encore was kind of crazy because I don't know what you expect the Ampharos to go for there that you're trying to encore it into. I guess maybe try to encore it into water move, but also I don't know why the sucker punch got clicked here. Just click a stronger move. I mean, it probably doesn't kill, but yeah, the Ampharos is kind of just going stupid. Unfortunately, it just kind of broke XNR team apart. Um, don't hate the energy ball. Kind of wish it was just a regular fire dance. Kyurem's kind of able to run free. I'm pretty sure it suspects Kyurem based on that damage. Without the Oink Alone check being there. Moth comes in. Overheat Moth is crazy.
Yeah, man.
I don't like it.
Dance does so well here.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this is Specs Moth. That's all I can think.
Yeah, no, yeah. If this was Fiery Dance, this had a chance to win. It was Fiery Dance. Yeah. And then
Yeah, Fiery Dance would have been able to kill Ampharos there.
oh yeah, we had Energy Ball. So like yeah, you Fiery Dance into the Great Tusk, get a raise. If you get a raise, you're +1. You probably Fiery Dance might kill Ampharos again. Get +2. Uh, you fucking kill everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Thunder Mist there. This was crazy. This was an absolute cook. This Ampharos went fucking
Ampharos, so
stupid this
dope.
match. Yeah, Terra Water, fucking blunder policy, Thunder Ampharos went stupid. Um, yeah, yeah. I think
Wild week, baby.
I think Fiery Dance was the play there on the
Overheat makes sense on Specs, but I don't think Specs makes sense this game.
yeah yeah Specs has value, but like especially like 13's guy team was just he to be fair he brought a really slow team this week. So when you have this is actually this is an insane thing to look at. Not I'm not not trying. I was pretty harsh on XR last week because he threw the match against was it Waffle Kings? Um, but like for you to have three Mons that are faster than his entire team, and none of his Mons were scarfed, and still lose this match
Yeah.
is kind of funny. Like that should never happen. Um, Especially with the amount of offensive pressure like Chin Pao and Iron Moth alone bring is kind of stupid. You know, they have a stupid amount of offensive pressure, and to lose that game is just, yeah, that's just unfortunate. Not great plays there, not great prep. And the Ampharos just absolutely just cooked. Um, I think blunder policy is crazy because Ampharos gets like agility, so you don't need blunder policy, you know, to make it work. it's goofy, but like you could just bring agility and Peros if you wanted it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was crazy cooking. Yeah, X and R for taking a tough loss there. So yeah, that's all the matches, right? Let me double check, make sure I didn't miss one. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. All matches this week besides mine, of course. That'll pretty much wrap it up. Uh, our week 5 mega watch party. Like I said, I have a special video. It's not like anything crazy, but it's just a cool video I'm doing tomorrow. Um, that I kind of have to do tomorrow, if that makes any sense. You guys will see it when it comes out. But anyways, doing that, and I've been so delayed this week. I'm trying to do a seasonal review. That might get delayed to week 6, or I might do it very early, like after my game in week 5. So it might be like an early next week thing, where I just talk about either talk about just after week 6. But I do want to do a seasonal update. That way, kind of look at everything and start talking about playoffs, which are slowly approaching. We're starting to get to the point in the season where I don't think any team has been eliminated yet. It's pretty much almost impossible for you to be eliminated by like week 5 unless you're like negative 500 diff somehow. Like you'd literally have to get 6-0 every match and be like negative 30, I think, for you to have no chance of playoff right now. Would be like the only way that would happen, which is almost impossible. Um, but anyways, that's around the corner, so we'll have to be talking about the playoffs and going over the season, looking at like mods that are doing really well, who's like kind of in the MVP race, who's looking really solid. And I want to talk about the state of each team and how I feel each coach is doing. So we'll do that. Like I said, try to get that at the beginning of next week. Hopefully, my schedule will allow that. But until then, I'll see you guys in my next video, which said special video will be tomorrow. So see y'all then.